Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest goals that English learners have, and that is building vocabulary. You've probably felt this before, like, I want to express myself, but I just don't have the words. Or maybe you're reading something and you keep thinking, I know this word, I've seen it before, but what does it mean again? Well, first of all, that's totally normal. And second, I've got you. In this English lesson podcast, I'm going to give you simple, practical tips that'll help you grow your vocabulary without feeling overwhelmed or bored. Let's jump in.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right. Thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. This is Happy English Podcast, episode 818. Build vocabulary without getting bored. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Happy English Podcast. I'm your English teacher, Michael, and I'm so glad you've decided to tune in and check it out. Today, I want to give you my 5 best tips for building your English vocabulary. The first tip is, don't memorize word lists. Instead, connect words to situations. Let me ask you a question and be honest. Have you ever made a huge vocabulary list with like 10, 20, or 50 new words and then forgot all of them a week later? Yeah, me too, even when I studied Japanese. The thing is, we remember words better when they're connected to real life. Let me give you an example. Instead of learning the word awkward from a list, learn it in a sentence. Like, at the party, it was so awkward when no one laughed at my joke. Just imagine that situation. You tell a joke, no one laughs. That's awkward. Boom. Now that word will stick. Context is king, and so you should try to learn new words in context, like stories, conversations, or short dialogues. It helps a lot. And here's the next tip. Learn phrases, not just single words. Here's a secret. Native speakers don't just speak in words. They speak in chunks or groups of words. So, for example, instead of memorizing the word recommend, try learning it in a phrase, like, I'd recommend the fried chicken here. I recommend it. Or, can you recommend a good movie? Can you recommend blah, blah, blah? That's a common phrase, and this way, you're learning how the word is actually used, not just the dictionary meaning. It also helps your speaking sound more natural. Learn the word in the context that it's usually used in. And there's a bonus to this tip. It makes grammar easier too, because you're learning the whole sentence structure without even thinking about it. Can you recommend blah, blah, blah? Or I recommend blah, blah, blah. Okay, the next tip is to use new words right away. This is huge. If you don't use a word, you lose it. So if you learn a new word today, try using it today. Let's say you learn the word binge watch. So, send your friend a text, something like, last night I binge watched 5 episodes of Game of Thrones. Or, say it out loud to yourself, I binge watched Netflix. That's why I'm so tired. The key here is to use it to remember it. The more you say it, write it, or hear it in action, the stronger it sticks. Okay, tip 4 is to create a personal dictionary, but make it fun. Instead of a boring notebook with a list of words, try this. Make a personal dictionary, and it can be digital or handwritten, and only add the words you want to remember. So, you write down the word, a short definition, hopefully in English, and a sentence that you made, and maybe even a little picture or emoji to help you remember it. Like, let's say the word is grumpy. So you write, grumpy means to be in a bad mood. And then you write your example, like, I get grumpy if I don't get a cup of coffee in the morning. Angry emoji. That way, you're not just copying info, you're making it your own. Someone once said, what did they say? You should take the word, write it in a sentence that's true for you, and then memorize your sentences. I wonder who that was. The last tip for today is to just make vocabulary part of your everyday life. You don't need to study 100 new words a week. Seriously. Try learning just 3 to 5 words a week, but use them often. And here's some of the things you can do. You can label things in your house with sticky notes. Choose your own personal word of the day and speak it 3 times. Watch a short YouTube video or podcast and write down 1 or 2 new words you liked. Even talk to yourself. Okay, what's for dinner tonight? I'm starving. Ooh, leftovers. Leftovers. That's a good word. The more your vocabulary practice feels like a natural part of your life, the more fun and effective it becomes. So, let's do a quick recap. Don't memorize word lists. Learn words in real situations. And learn phrases, not just words. Use new words right away. Speak, write, and think with them. Make your own personal dictionary and practice a little often. Make vocabulary part of your everyday life. And remember this, you can get more practice using your English when you join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There you can make new friends. Join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, well, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 818. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.